Greetings from Montana. This is Woody from Obadiah's Wood Stoves. What do you do when you have a Redwood Hot Tub and you want to change out your jets? This is your through-the-wall fitting right here. It's this part here. As you can see, ain't gonna work. So what do? Well, you have to router the jet in like that so that they're recessed, just like all the other ones are. So essentially I'm going to show you how to do that. So what do? First off, you need to recess your jet body into the wood. So now that it fits in there and the thread still goes through. You've taken a lot of the thickness away, but you don't want to go too far. Another thing, when you're putting your jets in, don't put them up too high, like I did here. When you have a jet up too high, when the water level drops down, when people get out, there's water shooting them everywhere. So that wasn't a good idea. So anyhow, in order to fix a jet, if you don't want a jet there anymore, when you drill your new hole, you save your plug, and then you just epoxy it back into the hole. Make sure you use a marine grade epoxy. That's just my first thing. It's pretty well sealed all the way around. Probably wouldn't leak, but I'm going to fill it in. I'm using a sandable epoxy, and then as you can see, there's a hole right through the middle. So you want to plug that. Once it's sanded, will it be noticeable? Yeah, but it's better than blowing water everywhere. There's the water line for your tub. As you can see, a little bit too high. So I dropped the jet down a smidge. And we're using Hayward jets, pretty slick. These are just to help folks who have a hot tub. There were only, excuse me, a few jets out there that would work on a Redwood tub. Because Redwood hot tubs are few and far between anymore, or any kind of wood tub, there's only one company that I have found that makes a through-the-wall fitting long enough, and that's Hydro Air. Although I don't really care for the jet. It's not that great of a jet at all. This is a spinner here. That's a fairly good jet. This is what I used to use on all my hot tubs. It's an actual jacuzzi jet. Those were the best jets ever. If you have them, whatever you do, keep them. Those are great jets. These are some other jets. These are called the Carousel Jet. They were in a lot of older hot tubs. They're junk. So if you have these, you're probably going to want to replace them. The thing about Hydro Air jets is you look inside, there's really not a lot of action. There's a simple venturi hole in the very back. This is pretty much worthless. So I'm replacing all my jets with Haywards. And the Haywards, I have found, seem to be about the best jet out there as far as being interchangeable. I'm sure there's better jets, but I needed something that'll take an 1.5 inch stack, and they were the only company that I could find that still made a stacked jet. So this is my jet system, or my plumbing system. You're looking at the back side of the hot tub and the jets. Turn this fan down. Essentially, the tub is underground pretty much. And what we're doing is we're upgrading the jets. I showed you what the jets look like from the inside. Well, this is the back side. As you can see, I just chiseled off the front of the jet to get the jet out. These are called stack jets. They're 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. They're not very common anymore. Everything seems to be smaller. So these are what I found. They're a Hayward jet. They're still a stack jet, 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch. That means the air is 1.5 inch, the water is 1.5 inch. They've got a fairly decent nozzle system on them. You can direct them. I'll see what the action's all about. They also have a really diggy type jet that spins around. So I bought a few of them. So we're going to change them out. Next I'm going to show you how to cut your jets out. Essentially where we're at is we're underneath in the boiler room, and there's a door here, and then I've got a fairly large boiler system that heats the hot tub. There's a lot of thermal mass here. I don't know that you can really see it, but anyhow, under here is the plumbing and the jets and the other boiler, and then there's purification systems, filtration systems, pumps, quite a few jets. Yeah, it's dripping. I knew it would drip. It's a flat roof. It's just insulated with foam. Try to give some R value and keep it warm down here. So next what you're going to do is, if you have access to your hot tub, you want to get in down next to it, and you're going to want to cut your jets out. So you're going to try to cut, you're getting rid of the jet itself, so the idea is to cut it as close to the jet as you can. And then what you do is you get all your plumbing out, and then you go on the other side and you chisel the face of the jet off. And as you can see in this case, there's quite a bit of sealant. This is a silicone base. That's what I use to seal it. It's very important if you're going to do this. Anything that's had silicone on it, nothing else but silicone will ever stick to it again. So unless you sand it down, something to remember if you're using like a different type sealant. So you want to keep that in mind. So anyhow, we will go ahead and we'll cut these jets out. My lens is starting to fog up. It's kind of a lot of humidity in here. As you can see, I've gone ahead, I've cut everything. All the jets are pretty much cut. I'm going to show you real quick how to get a jet free from the back side rather than chiseling it from the front. What you do is you stick something in inside the jet when you're done, like a hammer. Get some leverage, break it loose so it spins, and then you can turn the jet, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So you turn it to the left and keep going until it's completely off. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a hammer. The thing is going to be sticking out. This is your jet body here, and you wrap it, wham, 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 all the way around. Eventually, if you keep hitting on it, the seal will break, and then the gas, the rubber stuff that's in the threads will break loose, and then you can push the jet out from behind, and you end up with the hole. There you go. And now, like I said before, we're gonna, on an earlier video, we're gonna router out the wall of the jet, or the hot tub, for the jet to be able to fit in there. So you actually have to pull out the jet. I'm having a heck of a time finding jets that are that thick. Most hot tub, most spas are only 1/4 inch thick. So this thing is 1.5 inches thick. These are the replacement jets. They're ready to go. We have the through the wall fittings. They're installed. I had to router them out and countersink them. Sorry I couldn't do the video on that, but I'll show you the bit that I used and how I did it later. It got too dark. So anyhow, I need to get these together. What I'm going to do now is I take my jet and I will screw it on to the back end of this. I will put some, I like to use this product here. It's called Lexel, and it's pretty good stuff. I like it better than silicone. So anyhow, this is Woody from Obadiah. I need to get this done. So talk to you later.